Hey everybody, welcome to Manic Monday. This edition is not going to be a game played, it's going to be a box opening. 1987 top cello box. Came in the mail recently. First of all, it was put in this package with all these stamps on it, so you can see all the stamps front and back. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff on it, so it was very well protected. And then once I took it out of this main package, then now it's in this package. So let's open this up. I've already broke the seal on it, so I want to take 2 hours to get it out. So let's see how it appears and how it shows up. Assuming I can get it out of here okay. Still a little bit of a tight fit. There's something up top here too, and I can't tell what this is. Let's see if I can get my hand on it. Boy, it's tough. I'm gonna need the scissors again, I think, to cut this. It just doesn't want to cooperate at the moment. Okay, let's see if we can get this out of here. See, the top's baseball. Boy, this thing is... I will definitely give the person eBay feedback on how well it was packaged, because it's definitely packaged well. 2 layers of packaging. A little note here says... good luck finding great cards and packs. Your feedback is gracefully appreciated. I think his name is Matt. It's hard to read on here. So definitely I will give him good feedback, because it was definitely good packaging. All right, so at least that's out of the way. Now, I'm going to try to set this up the way that I've seen people do it on YouTube before, where the larger channels like Jabs and some of the other ones that are really established, they buy the high-end boxes and then sell the slots, I guess through Patreon or whatnot, and they assign, either a stack or a pack to each person who pays into it and whatnot. This is not one of these videos, of course, because nobody's paying into anything. This is just something I just bought. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was $24 or something like that with shipping, so it wasn't that expensive. But we have a Friends of the Community called FOC, which is on, it was set up by Al, Red Sox fan, mainly for people who play board games, play computer games and stuff like that. Al has kind of branched out to the card collecting community, and I've kind of done the same. So, because I want to get back into card collecting after playing board games for so long. I used to card collect back in the 80s. But on Discord, we have a chat called Friends of the Community. And so what I've done is, in this cello box, there are 24 packs. So I use a program called random.org, a randomizer, and ran it 10 times. You can see this, you have randomized this list 10 times. You can see it right here. So what I did is I took the members of the community, or at least the 24 that first came to my mind. I'm sure there's more than 24, but these are 24 I was able to pick out. And I randomly assigned them a cello pack. And there's no money involved here. It's just for fun. We're going to see who of the FOC can draw the best rookie card, or the best card in general, out of this stack. And in the 87 top set, the top rookie, of course, is the Barry Bonds rookie. But you also have the Mark McGwire rookie, the Jose Canseco rookie, and the Barry Larkin rookie, to name a few. I'm sure there's probably some other ones, Palmeiro, although he's probably not where he needs to be now, given what's going on with him. But also there's some other, good quality cards in there. So let's open this up and see what we get, and then we'll start assigning boxes. So there you can see the cello packs. They sold for 69 cents back in the day. And I don't know if you do 24 times 69, what that comes out to be. But probably I paid about 69 cents a pack now for these things. So this is not about, getting rich and finding big expensive rookie cards. This is more about the hobby, having some fun. And one of my favorite sets, the 87, probably 83 tops is my all-time favorite. But 87 is right there with it, with that wood grain part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so forth. So this is pack 1, and we'll get going here. And also by doing this, I also want to kind of give a plug for all the FOC members and their channels. So, if you want to give them a shout out, check them out, subscribe. that would be greatly appreciated. And just as a disclaimer, I am not in this pack. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not one of the 24, so I omitted myself intentionally from that. So first up is going to be CP Cards and Dice. CP Cards and Dice channel. Play Strat, History Maker, APA, several other things, I'm sure. So he's going to get, or his selection is going to be pack number 1 with this top left-hand corner. You can see the Braves leaders are on the top. And let's see what we get here. A pack of gum, I can kind of see it. The pack of gum, I think, is right here. Or not pack of gum, stick of gum is in here in the middle. Hopefully the cards with the gum don't get demolished. We shall see. So we're going to see what Mr. Cards and Dice can get as far as a good rookie. All right, we got the Braves leader. We got Kirk Gibson, nice card. Checklist. Mike Loind, Brad Havens, Gorman Thomas, Greg Gross, Mark Eichhorn, used to call him Mark Foghorn Eichhorn, Ken Landreau, Ken Phelps, Greg Swindell. He was actually out of Texas. He was a very good pitcher, but never really, panned out to the hype. But that would have been a nice rookie card back in '87 to collect. Mike Brown, the Tigers leaders, Andre Thornton, Tony Bernazard. And now I think we're getting to the, we got to the gum. Fortunately, the gum is on this contest thing, so maybe that's on all of them like that. That would be great. That way the cards don't get ruined. And in the second half, you got Jim Rice, Oral Hershiser, Gene Nelson, Jerry Willard, Dan Mann from Gladden, Mike Boddicker. He would have been a good one to collect. In 83 and 84, he was really at the top of his game, but just didn't quite, he was a good pitcher, but not quite maybe what people thought he might be. There's John Kruk, I believe that's his rookie card, other than the Topps 86 update. Buddy Biancalana, Bob Walk, Mickey Hatcher, Keith Hernandez, Scott Bankhead, Rob Woodward, Gary Carter, Tom Waddell, and Steve Crawford. So there you go, Mr. Cards and Dice, CP Cards and Dice. That would have been your pack had we been doing a sale on this or whatever. No big rookies, but still fun nonetheless to open. Pack number 2 goes to APA Chatter. So obviously with a name like that, you can figure he's playing APA baseball or APA games, whether it's baseball, football, whatever. Might do other things, not 100% sure. But certainly, check him out, give him a subscribe if you can. APA Chatter. Let's see what APA Chatter gets for his pack. Mike Heath, and I believe there are 31 cards. Yep, there are 31 cards in each cello pack, along with that stick of gum. It's Mike Heath, Tracy Jones, Craig Lefferts, George Orta, Jamie Moyer. Jamie Moyer had a really nice career. I believe this is his rookie card. Looks to be that way. Don't think it's worth it necessarily, but, hey, it's always nice to have. Ed Olwine, Eddie Murray, nice card, Hall of Famer for Eddie Murray. Tim Flannery, Jose Cruz, Mickey Brantley, Jose Guzman, Mark Salas, Hall of Famer Phil Niekro, Jackie Gutierrez, Todd Worrell, I always loved those rookie gold cups. They were always really neat, I thought. And Worrell, closer for the Cardinals back in the day, came on late 85 for the World Series, and then in 86 he had 36 saves, so nice job there. There's the gum, and in case you're wondering, no, I'm not going to even attempt to eat the gum. Just going to put it over here. I'm not going to get sick. All right, here's Kurt Wilkerson, Ken Dixon, Mark. Oh, here we go. This should have been somebody else's pack, because you got Mark Gubaza, as a famous member of the FOC would say. But there he is, Mark Gubaza. And in 86, Gubaza, okay, 12 and 8 with a 3.64. Not great, but not bad. Roger McDowell, Chris Cotaroli, John Tudor, Dan Billardello, Dave Palmer, Jose Rijo, Ron Reynolds, Tim Laudner, Glenn Davis. I collected some Glenn Davis cards back in 1986 and 87, but obviously he didn't pan out. But boy, in the beginning, 31 home runs, 101 RBIs in 86. You thought he was going to do something, and it just didn't pan out. But, oh, well, I bought them for 10 cents a piece, so it didn't really cost me a whole lot back in the day. Pankovitz, who is from Richmond, Virginia. That's why I know Jim Pankovitz. Don't know him personally. I just know he's from my hometown. Mike Young, Rob Deere, and Doug DeSensei. So that was for APA Chatter. Now, pack number 3 should have gone to pack number 2 because it's ID Jester. He and his Mark Gubaza. So probably pack 3 is not going to have a Mark Gubaza. But we'll see what ID gets. Of course, ID does all kinds of games on his channel, both computer and tabletop. And variety. Must have about 15 to 20 baseball games that he plays. Plus hockey and some other things. So a little bit of everything on ID's channel. Plus some chatter and whatnot. So if you haven't checked him out, by all means, please do so. ID Jester. All right, here's Gary Lucas, the Oakland A's leaders with La Russa there. Scott Nielsen, Scott Sanderson, Tom Brunansky, Mike Marshall. Cardinals leaders, John Butcher, Andy Hawkins, Vern Rule, Terry Mulholland Drive, Tom Brookins. Oh, Ricky Henderson. That's a nice card. A Ricky Henderson. I mean, nowhere near his rookie card, but still nice to have. Hall of Famer. And then a Roger Clemens All-Star right behind him. Mike Laga, boy, that's a paint job there, isn't it? Right next to the gum as well. Because he went from the Tigers to the Cardinals and kind of airbrushed it. This is the era of the airbrushing. So Mike Laga definitely got that. Here's Hubie Brooks, Mike Schmidt, another Hall of Famer. Dickie Knowles, Larry Parrish, Danny Cox, Dwight Lowry, Marty Barrett, Steve Fireovid, Alex Trevino, John Candelaria, the Candyman, Bill Gullickson, Bob Kipper, Bob Sebra, Kevin Smallmouth Bass, Enos Cabell, and Rafael Ramirez. So a couple of Hall of Famers there for ID. No bonds yet, of course. So now we go on to pack number 4. And this belongs to Dave Little, Epic Dave. He has some really good action PC basketball on Friday nights usually. Probably does some wrestling things as well, I do believe. So give his channel a look-see. Epic Dave, I believe his channel is actually just Dave Little, but in the Discord he goes by Epic Dave. All right, here's Kelly Downs, Dickie Thon, Joel Youngblood. There's another Pete Incaviglia rookie with the Gold Cup, and of course he was the first one that really came along that had the high strikeout totals, 185. Of course, that's common day now, and nowadays. But back then, 30 home runs, 88 RBIs, and 185 strikeouts. He actually made the jump from Oklahoma State straight to the major leagues. So he did not play in the minors, and probably could have used some minor league time to help get him established. Kind of rushed him because Texas was in need, and just didn't really have that much of a career. Julio Cruz, Mark Portugal, Frank Wills, Scott McGregor, Charlie Kerfeld, Greg Pryor, Steve Lyons, Ron Renicky, Gary Carter, Harry Spillman, Ernie Macho Camacho, and now we've got the gum. So let's see if we can't. And see, the back of the cards on the gum card is not too bad. There's a little bit of a film here, but it's really not all that bad. So if you happen to get a really good rookie, you may not damage it too badly. Majority of the sticky gum is staying on that fever card over there. Ron Washington, John Russell, Clint Hurdle, Lance McCullers, Ted Simmons, Omar Moreno, Steve Garvey, Mr. Clean, Andy Van Slyke, always liked Andy Van Slyke, Brian Clutterbuck, Mike Smithson, Jay Howell, Darryl Please Come to Boston, Howard Johnson, Rich Not Yet, Dick Schofield, and Cecil Fielder. Boy, Cecil Fielder would come along to hit 50 home runs in 1990. So then his son Prince Fielder came on the scene and made a splash, and then injuries took him out. But so there you go, Epic Dave. Still no Barry Bonds, but we're still looking. All right, pack 5 going to belong to Rob exclamation point. He does a lot of things: auto racing, baseball, I think some golf, a little bit of everything on his channel, Rob exclamation point. Be sure to check out his channel. Give him a sub. Encourage him. All right, let's see what Rob gets. And we get Tony Walker, Rick Manning, Steve Rainbow Trout, Dick Williams, Jeff Russell, Mike Heath, Harold Baines, a recent Hall of Famer, and some people question that. To me, he's a borderline Hall of Famer, and I guess the Veterans Committee thought he deserved to be in there. Here's Earl Weaver, no Chesterfields in hand, but that was his last year managing. Corey Snyder, again, I like those Gold Cup cards. And he was a nice little player as well. He could play infield and outfield, and thought he would have a better career than he did, but he's kind of, it's one of those young guys from Cleveland, but just didn't pan out. Here's Danny Darwin, Ed Olwine, Blue Jay leaders, Dave Magadan, another future star, but he really just didn't do a whole lot. Bud Black, more better known as a manager, I think, than a pitcher. Tom Foley, and he's got the gum on him, so let's, and it actually stuck to Tom Foley's card instead of the Fever card, so we got to pull that away. And that gum is like a rock. Snapped right in half, so not touching that with a 10-foot pole. All right, the rest of the pack: Rick Cerrone, Alvin Davis, Kevin Gross, Mitch Webster, Dick Hauser, Espinoza, Frank 101 Strings Viola. He was a big pitcher in the early 80s, but once he got to the Mets in the late 80s, I think injuries took him out. John Franco, Ken Daly, Pat Sheridan. There's Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer. Nice card. Tony Gwynn with Alex Trevino catching for the Dodgers in that picture. So it's a nice picture. I like that picture. Kind of like these uniforms. They were better than the Taco Bell looking ones they used to have. So a little bit more professional looking with the RAK on the sleeve for Ray Kroc. So Tony Gwynn in 1986, 211 hits, led the league with 107 runs scored. I like how they put the diamond when you led the league in something. They did a diamond, or they did made it in bold. So he led the league in hits with 211, led the league in runs scored 107, hit 329, actually hit 14 home runs. Probably his only year where he hit double-digit home runs, or one of the few years anyway. So nice card there for Tony Gwynn. Rob gets Tony Gwynn. So there's Chris Bando, Mike Bielecki, Lloyd Mosby, Cal Daniels, another guy who was going to be a big star but just didn't pan out, and that would have been his rookie card. Actually, yeah, it would have been his rookie card, so just didn't pan out. And Carmelo Martinez. All right, so Tony Gwynn, obviously the best one in the pack there for Rob. And now we go to Eric of Higher Ground Gaming. Check out his channel. He does a variety of things, not just sports, but other things as well. So Higher Ground Gaming is going to get cello pack number 6. And let's see who we get. We have the Cubs leaders: Bobby Grich, Mike Birkbeck, Johnny Ray, Bob Melvin, Willie Hernandez, Willie Wilson, Keith Hernandez, Bill Campbell, Dwight Evans. I believe that's it's card number 3. I think it was card number 1. I think Clemens might be card number 1. Ron Say, George Bell, John Butcher, Alejandro Pena, John Holy Moses. We get to the gum. We flip over. Matt Young, Bip Roberts, Bruce Bhakti, Tim Burke, Larry Herndon, Terry Pendleton, Joe Cowley, Bruce Benedict, Greg Harris, Paul Zuvella, Russ Morman, Dave Righetti, one of the top relief pitchers in the 80s. I think he's still a pitching coach somewhere, maybe with the Giants or somewhere. Mel Hall, Randy Myers, one of the Nasty Boys, would later become one of the Nasty Boys, Junior Ortiz, and Vita Blue. So there you go, Higher Ground Gaming. Pack 7 goes to Chris from it goes to Earl. Actually, the two Earls. There's an Earl, a Tabletop Earl, and a Tenacious Earl. And their channel is Tabletop Baseball Plus, so be sure to check them out. Not only do baseball, but they also do golf and maybe football a little bit too, and some soccer. I know there's soccer on there as well. So a little bit of everything on Tabletop Plus. That's why the Plus is there, obviously, because started out doing just baseball, but then they moved on to the Plus. So be sure to check out the two Earls on that. Dwight Gooden, that would have been a big card back in '87 because Dwight Gooden was the man in the late '80s. Alan Anderson, Twins leaders with Frank Viola, Tracy Jones, Craig Lefferts, George Orta, Domingo Ramos, a Ricky Henderson turn back the clock. Brewer leaders, Tim Flannery, Jose Cruz, Dave Leeper. There's a Rafael Palmeiro future star, and of course, had he not done the juice, that would have been a decent card. It's probably a common now, but probably, certainly as of '87, that would have been, well, he wasn't really established in '87, but people that collected in '87, before all the steroid stuff came out, that would have been a hot card to collect. Phil Niekro, Nuxie, is the unfortunate recipient of the gum. So we'll see if we can get Niekro off of there. Oh, good, we did. All right, so the gum stuck to the contest card, and Phil Niekro is here. Look at all those numbers on Phil Niekro. Started in 1964. Whew, it's a long time ago. It's before I was born. All right, Vince Coleman, Damaso Garcia, Pat Tabler, Mickey Tettleton, Fruit Loops, Terry Forster, Dwight Evans, Dennis Martinez, El Presidente, Jeff Lottie, George Bamberger, Jerry Royster, Tom Lawless, Juan Augusto, and there's a Dwight Gooden card. So again, that would have been a big card to get back in the day, because in 84, 85, and 86, he was pretty dominant, especially 85. Look at that, 1.53 ERA, 16 complete games. How many people are going to throw 16 complete games nowadays? 276 and 2/3 innings with 24 wins and 268 strikeouts. And only 69 walks, so pretty good control to go with it. So obviously, Palmeiro and Gooden, the top two in this little cello pack so far. Khalifa, Phil Garner, and Bill Kruger. So Tabletop Plus did pretty well for themselves. No Bonds and no McGuire, but pretty good nonetheless. Pack 8 goes to Phillip Reynolds. And I'm not sure, to be honest with you, what he does on his channel, but he has one. So if you want to go check it out and see what he has to offer, go right ahead. All right. So for Phillip Reynolds, we have Tom Paciorek, Roberto Clemente, turn back the clock. Royals leaders, Jeff Calhoun, Rod Scurry, Darryl Porter, Mark Huseman, Rudy Law, Bill Caudle, the inspector, Charlie Moore, Otis Nixon, Andy McGaffigan, Bruce Hurst. He was the loser in Game 1 of the 1986 World Series on Stratomatic that I played last Monday. Maury Wills turned back the clock. Cliff Johnson is the keeper of the gum. So we'll see if we can get him off of there. We did, so that works. So Cliff Johnson. Reggie Williams, Bert Behome, Bly Levin, Jay Tibbs, Milt Thompson, the Hound Dog, Jim Presley, T.R. Bryden, Tony Fernandez, nice little shortstop, had a good career, Jim Gantner, Jim Slayton, Pat Perry, Joe Sambito, Tim Hewlett, Ted Power, Wally Backman with Tony Pena trying to tag him out, Candy Maldonado, and Mike Krukow, current Giant announcer. So unfortunately for Phillip, not a whole lot in that pack. Pretty much common city on that one, which is bound to happen because there's a lot of commons out there. All right, so pack 9 belongs to Mike, Utah Mike, who is known as Sports Time Machine. Mostly Stratomatic. Mostly Stratomatic baseball on there, but some other things as well. So check out Sports Time Machine in his channel. We go to Kurt Stillwell. Kurt Stillwell Angel from the League of Their Own. Terry Francona, manager of the Indians. Jesse Orozco. Robbie Thompson, another one of those Gold Cup cards. Solid player, but nothing great. Urbano Lugo. John Stafaro. Dave Von Olen. Larry Anderson. Kevin Mitchell, he had a couple of good years, especially in '89 with the Giants. Roy Lee Jackson. Steve Ontiveros, Dale Mahorsic, Strawberry All-Star, Will Clark. Now this is another one where, and this got some, I don't know what happened to that card. There's a watermark or something there. I don't know where that came from. It's embedded in the card. It's not anything I can scrape off. It's just something embedded in the card. But this is Will Clark's rookie, other than the Topps update, but his first standard Topps card. And I always thought he was a good, solid player. Sort of like Mark Grace, not a Hall of Famer, but a really good player. Tough player, clutch player. Storm Davis gets the gum. And we got Hall of Famer Andre Dawson start the next half. Rick Dempsey. Dale Murphy, a borderline Hall of Famer. Some people think he should get in. Kurt Wilkerson, Ken Dixon. There's another Gubaza for ID. Second Gubaza we've pulled. Roger McDowell, Chris Cotaroli, John Tudor, Dan Bill Ardello, Dave Palmer, Jose Rijo, Ron Reynolds, Tim Laudner, Glenn Davis, and Jim Pankovic. So a lot of those are repeats, but that's okay. Bound to happen with this many cards. All right, so pack 10 goes to the famous Al, Red Sox fan. I give him full credit for being the one. First, he started the Discord channel. It's his Discord channel. Secondly, he encouraged me to reach out to the baseball card community and start getting involved with that, which I did, which I'm glad I did. And so he first bridged the gap a little bit between the baseball board gamers and the baseball computer gamers, kind of got us together. And now I think he's hopefully trying to put a bridge between the baseball board or the board gamers and the card collectors. So hopefully that will continue to be a partnership. So Al, Red Sox fan, salute to you. Let's see if you can get some good Red Sox out of this pack. Or some Go-Go Mets, one or the other. Al has a wonderful channel, does all sorts of good stuff, computer and tabletop, different types of games. So definitely give his channel a check out and a sub if you haven't already. All right, see what you get, Al. Juan Bonilla, Frank White, Wade Boggs All-Star. There you go. That's for a Red Sox fan. It's a good one. Wade Boggs All-Star. Ray Fontenot, another one of those paint jobs. Scott Garrelts, Rich 280Z Dotson, Bill Buckner, another Red Sox. Might not be the Red Sox you want, but there you go. You got Boggs and Buckner right there. Todd Worrell, Brian Dayette, Scott Bradley, Jeff Hamilton, Rick Roden. There he is, Yahtzee, Barry Bonds. Wouldn't you know it, Al, Red Sox fan, draws Barry Bonds. So how about that? Let's look at the Barry Bonds card. I'm nowhere near a card grader by any means. My eyes aren't that great to begin with, but it looks like it's pretty well, maybe the centering's off, maybe 60-40 or so, because it looks like the centering's maybe a little bit to the left. So it is slightly off-centered. Corners are very good, though, and the little number 3 there got kind of botched out, and there is a little splotch there. So it's going to be hard to find something like this as a PSA 10 for sure, but not a bad card right there for Al, Red Sox fan. Got a good haul there with the Wade Boggs All-Star and the Barry Bonds, and we still got a lot of cards left. Jim Deshays, Tony Gwynn All-Star, and Tony Gwynn was on the gum, or the gum is on Tony Gwynn, however you want to look at it. And we go through the second half of the pack. Eric King, Greg Matthews, Butch Weiniger, Joe Carter, solid player. Not a Hall of Famer, but a very good solid player. John Miserock, Tito Landrum, Glenn Wilson, Tom Hinkie, Ken Schramm, Charles Hudson, Reggie, another Hall of Famer, Reggie Jackson. Ricky Horton, here's a who. Tim Conroy, Steve Boros, Charlie Leibrandt, and Dave Steve. Steve was a solid pitcher for a couple of years there, but not a Hall of Famer by any means, but certainly a good player. So, how about that? Wade Boggs All-Star, Reggie Jackson, and the Barry Bonds rookie. So, Al, Red Sox fan, is the winner so far in the clubhouse with the Barry Bonds rookie. Let's see if we can get another Barry Bonds. It's only been 10 packs. There's 14 to go, so could very well get that. Next up is pack 11, which belongs to Chris from Tabletop Sports Delaware. Used to be Stratomatic Delaware, now it's Tabletop Sports Delaware. So obviously doing other things besides Strat, doing some APA, and doing things besides just baseball. He's done football, I know for sure. He's done football. He's done racing on Play.com's Red, White, and Blue Racing. So a little bit of everything for Tabletop Sports Delaware. Give him a look-see. Jose Guzman, Pirates leaders, Dennis Lamp, Craig Reynolds, Devon White, Kent DeColvey, Tom Nieto, Royals leaders, Concepcion, Jeff Robinson, Juan Nieves, Ed Lynch, Rudy Law, Roger Craig, Gary Templeton gets the gum. So Gary Templeton gets that gum. Nate Snell, Rick Really Big Shoe, Willie McGee, Nick Asaski, Gene Garber, Mike Fishlin, Randy St. Clair, Gene Michael, Sal Butera, Danny Heap, Rich Bordy, Brooke Jacoby. There's a Pete Rose manager card. Ed Whitson, Jim Wynn, and Bob Horner. Boy, talked about a guy that was going to be on a burst on the scene in the middle 80s was Bob Horner. But late 70s, early 80s. But injuries, I think, got the best of him. But he certainly had a promising career. So perhaps for Chris from Tabletop Sports Delaware, Pete Rose might be the best one of the bunch. Don't know where he sits on the Pete Rose Hall of Fame fence, but either way, there you go. Now, next one up is somebody the card community should know pretty well, because she also does cards. And let's see if I can get this fitted under here. There we go. And that's Bobby Catalano. She's done some videos opening some packs of cards. So be sure to check her channel out. She's always supportive of our gaming channel, so we appreciate that. So please check out her channel. Give her a sub. Steve Bedrosian, Don Schultze, Bob Rogers, Mike Moore, Glenn No Brags Just Facts, Rick Honeycutt, Randy Neiman, Dwayne Murphy, another Robbie Thompson with the cup, Herb Brano Lugo, Tom Cotton Candiotti, Barry Jones, Gary Gaetti, John McNamara, Roy Lee Jackson is the recipient of the gum. And the gum actually stuck to his card. So let's put that over there. And Roy Lee, none the worse for wear. Lee Lacey, Ron Guidry, Louisiana Lightning, had a promising career. He was definitely dominant for a couple of years there. I think injuries might have got him too. Kurt Ford, Juan Espino, Ron Darling, winner of Game 1 of the Stratomatic 1986 World Series that was played last Monday. Brett Saberhagen, Mike Maddox, Pete O'Brien, Bob Brenly, Reds leaders with Pete Rose there talking to Bill Gullickson, Jerry Mumphrey, Scott Terry, Jody Davis Eyes, Kelly Gruber, Bob Tewksbury, and John T-Bone Shelby. So not a whole lot there, unfortunately, for Bobby, but that's okay. All right, next up is the body painter himself, Mr. Dave Gardner. Check him out. He's got a podcast, a webcast, whatever it's called, Digital to Dice. Does a lot of hockey, big hockey fan. So if you like hockey, definitely check his channel out. Definitely does a lot with hockey, no doubt about it. All right, so let's see who Mr. Dave G gets. Jackie Gutierrez, Todd Worrell, that's the second time we've hit that card with the cup. Pachoric, Mike Trujillo, Rangers leaders with Bobby Valentine, Jeff Calhoun, Rod Scurry, Daryl Porter, Craig McMurtry, Reggie Turn Back the Clock, Bill Caudle, Charlie Moore, Otis Nixon, Andy McGaffigan, another Magadan star, and he got the gum. So gum stuck to Magadan's card. Good thing he wasn't a big prospect. Although really, I mean, it's a little bit of stuff there, and I've heard that you can use, believe it or not, you can use stockings or pantyhose to get that stuff off. I don't know how that would work, but that's what I heard. All right, Rafael Santana, R.J. Reynolds, Jimmy Key, he was a good lefty for a while. Chris Welsh, Reed Nichols, Bryn Smith, Jeff Deadman Don't Wear Plaid, Mike Davis, Ricky Wright, Jim Beattie, Ron Oster with looks like Mike Brown sliding in, Mike Lacoste, Billy Sample, Hubie Babbling Brooks, Mike Schmidt, Hall of Famer. There you go. That's the best card in the deck. Right there, Mike Schmidt, although it's one of his last cards, it's still a Hall of Famer. So you can't go wrong there with the Hall of Famer. All right, next up is Sportsman Z, and I really don't, he's kind of a newer channel to me at least, so I really don't know what's going on with his channel. If he's a content creator or just somebody that comes to the videos and to the chat. But either way, I felt he deserved to be in the community as one of the FOC, so there he is. Let's see what he gets. Dave Rigetti, All-Star, Steve Farr, Steve Bridge Too Far, Gary Renicky, Carl Yastrzemski, Turn Back the Clock, Donnie Hill, Al Newman, Al What Me Worry Newman, Chet Lemon, Jeff Reed, Mike Witt, Willie Randolph, Jerry Hairston. Nolan Ryan. You can never go wrong with the Nolan Ryan card. I don't care what year it is or what make and model. Nolan Ryan is Nolan Ryan. That's all there is to it. Andy Allen's another cup card from Richmond. There he is, Richmond, Virginia. So that's why I knew he went to the University of Richmond. Highly touted catcher, but just never caught on in the major leagues. So, but it's nice to have his Gold Cup card nonetheless. Davey Lopes and Juan Beniquez is going to get the gum. So Juan Beniquez gets the gum. Ray Knight, otherwise known as Nancy Lopez's husband. Fred Tolliver, Leon the Bull Durham, Greg Brock, Jack Howell, Dave Gumpert, Jim Sundberg, Roger Clemens. How about that? You get a Nolan Ryan and a Roger Clemens in the same pack. Sportsman Z, talk about some flamethrowers right there. Roger Clemens and Nolan Ryan, almost carbon copies of each other. Bill Swift, Darryl Motley, Rob Murphy, Dave Smith, Tom Seaver, boy, that's a good pack. Gerald Perry, Sean Dunston, and Dwight Gooden. Boy, that cello pack was loaded. I would say in the clubhouse, Sportsman Z is in the lead now, despite the fact that Al, Red Sox fan, got the Barry Bonds. I think these four together might trump the Barry Bonds card. It's up to you guys to decide that, but four really good ones there for Sportsman Z. Boy, kind of hard to fight that one. That was a great cello pack. Now let's see if Ken Castro, Ken C, who's getting pack number 15, see if he can top that. That's going to be hard to top, I'll tell you that. Ken, I believe, is a big gamer in APA, and possibly, I think he also plays, not 100% sure, but I think he also plays Pine Tar baseball. So check him out. Ozzie Smith, All-Star, Jerry Reed, Frank Pastore, Giants leaders, the checklist which I always thought were worthless, Steve Sachs, Carl Willis, Mike Morgan, John Henry Johnson, Jim Dwyer, another checklist, Ken Howell, Pete Ladd, Davey Lopes, Cliff Speck gets the gum, and the gum is stuck to Cliff Speck. So I would have been happy with this pack so far with two checklists in the same pack. That would have frustrated me back in the day. Mike Young, Rob Bombardier, Doug DeSensei, Reggie Williams, Burt Behome, Bly Levin. That's the best card in the pack so far. Hall of Famer Burt Behome, Bly Levin. Jay Tibbs, Milt Thompson, Jim the Hound Dog Presley, T.R. Bryden. These are getting to be some repeats here, or repetition cards. Joe Sambito, Tim Hewlett, and Ted Power. So definitely Burt Bly Levin, the best one in the pack there for Ken Castro. So 15 packs down and on our way to 24. So 9 remaining. And pack 16 goes to the Rear Admiral Clinton Parks. He does a lot of things with APA, with NPG, mostly computer stuff, I do believe. But definitely a lot of shenanigans in the chat with Clinton Parks, affectionately known as the Rear Admiral. See how he does. Got a Gold Cup card, the first one. That's Bruce 2 Minutes for Ruffin. He gets the Gold Cup card for the Phillies. Wayne Krenchicki, Tony Armas, Bob Dernier, Teddy Higuera, Tim Pisnarski, never fanned out, Bill Dawley, rather. Red Sox leaders, Ozzie Virgil, Mike Schmidt, and there's a Barry Larkin rookie. So how about that? Clinton Parks hits on the Barry Larkin rookie. Barry Larkin rookie for Clinton Parks. Jim Acker, Chris Bosio, Ray Soff. Rick Leach is going to get the gum. So Rick Leach. Dale Swain, Pedro Guerrero. Boy, he was a dominant guy for a short period of time. You never want to see him come to the plate. He was a dangerous hitter, could never field. If anybody's meant for the DH, it was Pedro Guerrero. Benny DiStefano, Mark Crystal Clear, Rick Burleson, Rupert Jones. I think that's Jim Sundberg catching. I know it's a Royal. I can't tell who it is. Don Baylor, Joe Hesketh, Steve Boros, Charlie Liebrandt, Dave Steeb, Dale Swain. Look at that. Pedro Guerrero twice in the same cello pack. That's kind of weird how that would happen. Benny DiStefano, Mark Clear, and Rick Burleson. So obviously, Barry Larkin, the best in the bunch there. So Clinton Parks gets the Barry Larkin card. Spoiler for the next guy in line, that's Dave S., who's big into hockey. Does a lot of wonderful hockey videos on both Strat and APA. So Dave S. from north of the border. See what he can do here with pack 17. We've already hit Barry Larkin and we've already hit Barry Bonds. We have not gotten the Canseco or the McGuire yet. Bernazard, Morris, Danny Tartable. Really good young player in the day. Just didn't quite pan out, but certainly got that Gold Cup for good reason. Had a few good years with the Royals. Tom Hume, Robin Yount, Hall of Famer. That's the best card so far. Lance Parrish, Steve Carlton, another Hall of Famer. Keith Moreland, Don Robinson, Mark Bailey, Carlton Fisk, another Hall of Famer. Alan Trammell, another Hall of Famer. Ruben Sierra, Lou Whitaker, borderline. Lou Whitaker is going to get the gum, unfortunately for Lou. But the gum came away pretty clean, so that's not bad. Lou Piniella, speaking of Lou's, Randy Bush, Bob Welch, Thad Bosley, Bo Diaz, Chris Spire, Dave Anderson, Franklin Stubbs, Chuck Carey, Joel Davis, Paul Asemacher, Juan Samuel, Carmen Castillo, Claudel Washington, Donnie Moore, and Tim Lawler. So I guess Robin, looks like to me Robin Yount's probably the best in the bunch there for Dave S. All right, on to pack 18, and that belongs to, or is associated with, Fan-O-Matic. Be sure to check out his channel. Some good baseball stuff there. Strat, I believe he might do some APA. Not sure. I know he does Strat. I don't know. I'm not sure what else, but probably a variety of things. All right, here's Don Ossie. There's the Mark McGwire. So Fan-O-Matic pulls the Mark McGwire rookie. So Mark McGwire, well, it's not really his rookie. The 85 Topps is his true rookie, but this one is the next best thing, I guess. Floyd Bannister, Lee Mazzilli, Toby Harrah, Ozzie Smith, Jerry Reed, Darnell Coles, Billy Joe Robideau, Bill Madlock, Steve Sachs, Carl Willis. Carney Lansford is the keeper of the gum, I think. No, he's not. He's just stuck together here with Luis Salazar. Dan Petrie is the keeper of the gum. Actually, it came right off. It's stuck to this card. Good thing. Teddy Higuera, Mariano Duncan, Mike Felder, Jack Clark, John Cangelosi, actually Mets leaders, Eddie Milner, Kurt Young, Bill Almond, Hal McRae. There's that Yogi Berra. That's the only card. That's the latest card Yogi Berra is ever going to appear on, and that's because he's the Astro leader card. So I've heard Jabs and some other ones talk about this card. There it is, the Yogi Berra on the Astros leader card. You got Ed Hearn, Phil Bradley, Len Dykstra, Nails, Mike LaValliere, and Darryl Strawberry. Talking about another guy who flamed out that was destined for stardom, but just didn't work out. And obviously Mark McGwire, the best of the bunch there for Fan-O-Matic. All right, let's slide this over a little bit. Next up is Uncle Ron himself, Retro Sports Network. Be sure to check out his channel. He does a variety of things, mostly all in the computer. Action PC computer games for the most part, some Strat. Does baseball, football, all sorts of good things. Right now he's doing a 1986 football replay on Action PC football. So definitely check out Uncle Ron, one of the charter members of the FOC. Let's see what we can get for Uncle Ron. Maybe a Bob Stanley. Here's a Don Mattingly All-Star. Kirby Puckett All-Star. So it starts out with 2 All-Stars. Wallace Johnson, Keith Atherton, Phillies leaders, Von Hayes, Glenn Wilson, and Juan Samuel. Mark Eichhorn, Landro, Bo Jackson. So how about that? Ron knows Bo, and Bo knows Ron. Bo Jackson rookie. So another top rookie that was pulled would go to Ron. Steve Lake, Rick Sutcliffe, Tony Walker, Andre Thornton, Roger Clemens. How about that for Ron? Card number 1. I always thought card number 1 in a set was always something special. So Ron gets Bo Jackson and card number 1. Dick Williams. Ron Davis is the keeper of the gum. Got him off of there. Kept the gum on that thing. Larry Parrish, Danny Cox, Dwight Lowry, Marty Barrett, another Red Sox, Steve Fireovid, Alex Trevino, John Candelaria, Bill Gullickson, Bob Kipper, Bob Sebra, Kevin Bass, Enos Cabell, Rafael Ramirez, Andre Dawson, Hall of Famer, Rick Dempsey, and Dale Murphy. So pretty good pack there for Uncle Ron, led by Bo Jackson. So Bo Jackson rookie falls under Ron, and now Tabby is starting to whine a little bit. Not sure what's going on with that, but she's making some noise. Hopefully she's not going to interrupt me too bad. Oh, she's making some noise though. Oh, she is fussing. I don't want to put you up here, Tabby, because you're going to mess the cards up. So don't want to have that disaster. All right, pack number 20 goes to Robbie W. Robbie Wartburg. Check out his channel. I'm not sure if it's under Robbie W or Robbie Wartburg, but you can check it out and find out. See what he's got going on now. Tabby's really starting to get into my way here on her perch. Hopefully she doesn't come over. No, don't come on the table. No. Stay down there, Tabby. All right, Tabby's the unofficial mascot of the FOC. Here's Spike Owen, Lamar Hoyt, Wayne Tollison, Tim Stoddard, Jim Fregosi, Ed Romero, Frank Williams, Steve Buechele, Quisenberry, Rigetti, Chambliss, Traber, Mooneyham, Mike Woodward, or Woodard. Tommy John. Always know Tommy John by the Tommy John surgery. And he actually took a little bit of a hit on his card with the gum and left a little coating there. Sammy Khalifa, Phil Garner, Bill Kruger, Rafael Santana, R.J. Reynolds, Jimmy Key, Chris Welsh, Reed Nichols, Bryn Smith, Jeff Dedman, Mike Davis, Ricky Wright, Jim Beattie, Ron Oster, Mike Lacoste, and Billy Sample. So not a whole lot there for Robbie W., unfortunately. But, you know, not everything's going to hit, so you never can tell. Next up is the OG, the original Grognard. And he does a lot of interesting chats and things on his channel, so be sure to check him out. Some baseball, some football, but I think mostly it's other genres, but certainly big member of the FOC. So the original Grognard, called the OG. Orioles leaders here with Earl Weaver, Frank Tanana, Jim Rice, Mitch Williams, Skinner. Dodgers leaders, Ron Karkovice, Dave Parker All-Star, Manny Lee, Rick Anderson. Braves leaders, Harold Reynolds, an analyst for MLB Network. Checklist, Jeff Herron, Brad Havens is the keeper of the gum. And this time it actually stuck to Brad Havens. Wally Backman, Candy Maldonado, Mike Kruko, Ray Knight, Fred Tolliver, Durham, Brock, Howell, Gumpert, Sunberg. Roger Clemens, probably the best one in the pack right there. Roger Clemens for the OG. Bill Swift, Darryl Motley, Rob Murphy, Dave Smith, and a Tom Seaver. So Clemens and Seaver right there together for the OG. Maybe saves that pack a little bit. All right, 3 packs to go. And we're coming down now to Bleacher Bums Gaming, Anthony. He's actually the creator of a boxing game, Glory Days Boxing. He's also working on a baseball game as well. And on his channel, he's done boxing, he's done payoff pitch baseball, a lot of different things. So be sure to check out Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming and give him a sub. Follow him along. He's got a great channel right now. He's kind of busy, I think, coaching football, but high school football, but that won't last too much longer, you wouldn't think. So he might get back into doing some videos here very shortly. Gary Matthews, Ray Searage, Bobby Witt, Tony La Russa, White Sox leaders, Atlee Hammaker, Kirby Puckett, Frazier, Atherton, Phillies, Gene Walter, Louis Aguayo, Manny Trio, Steve Lake. Expo leader gets the gum. Rupert Jones, Don Baylor, Joe Hesketh, Salazar Bochy. Going to the Hall as a manager, not a catcher, Bruce Bochy. Mark Sullivan, Neil Allen, Ruben Sierra, another hot card back in the day. Ruben Sierra had a couple of really good years. Looked like he'd be a 30-30 guy, but just didn't pan out. Sisk, O'Neill, Yeager, Odeby McDowell, Lee Gooderman, Tim Leary. There's a Don Mattingly. That saves the pack right there. Don Mattingly would have been a top card in the day. If you drew this card in 1987, you were very happy. Don Mattingly, not his rookie, of course, but still a solid card. Centering just a slight bit off right to left, but still really good shape. Card number 500. Topps was always known for that. The better cards always had that numbering where they were 100, 200, 300, stuff like that. So if your card was like 432, you knew you were nobody. All right, so there's 2 packs left and 2 people left. And Captain Carl number 8. Captain Carl number 8. Obviously referencing Carl Yastrzemski. So, big friend of the FOC. Not sure how much he does as far as videos go and whatnot, but I know he's always supporting the channel. Tom Kelly. Mark Langston. He was a big top starter in the day. Maybe more known for being traded for Randy Johnson by the Mariners to the Expos in '89. Bob Knepper, Henry Cotto, Joaquin Andahar, Mike Aldretti, Von Hayes, Bobby Meacham, Wally Joyner. That was another top guy back in the 80s. If you got this card, you were very happy in '87 because Joyner was a top rookie for the Angels in '86. 22 homers, 100 RBIs, and hit 290. But a decent career, but nothing to write home about. So maybe the promise was not quite there. Yankees leaders, you got Magley and Henderson right there. George Hendrick, and there's somebody in our community, I don't remember who it is, but somebody out there despises George Hendrick. I don't remember who it was, but they have a good time at George Hendrick's expense. Brian Fisher, Ed Vandenberg. And Vandenberg is going to try to escape the gum. He did not. The gum was stuck to Vandenberg. Jim Wolford, Dennis Powell, Orlando Mercado, Walt Terrell, Mike Pagliarulo, Wade Rowden, Eric Plunk, El Cid, Sid Fernandez, Joe Price, Terry Harper, Mike Kingery, Billy Hatcher, Rand Smolnix, Jaime Kokenauer, Tony Phillips, and Herm Winningham. So Wally Joyner, obviously the best one of the bunch there for Captain Carl. And now one left. Got one pack left. And it belongs to none other. Whoops, if I can get the slip, it just dropped out of my hands. Belongs none other than the Tribe Fan. Tribe Fan did a 2016 Twins Stratomatic season replay. And I believe now he's doing a Colorado Rocky replay from 2018. So there we'll set the box up there. That's the way they came. And Tribe Fan, we'll see what he can get with his last pack. So definitely check out his channel. Follow along with this season replay of Stratomatic. See what he can do here. Assuming I can get the stuff open. There we go. He starts off with a checklist. Billy Bean, how about that? You know Billy Bean with his Moneyball Oakland A's. Pete Ladd, Davey Lopes. Fernando Valenzuela. Back in 87, he was still top notch because in 86 he was 21-11, so he's still going strong there. Won 99 games in about a 6-year period. Then I think injuries and age got to him. Bobby Bowe, still getting paid. July 1st, $1 million, Bobby Bonilla Day. Jim DeShays, Jim Rice, Mitch Williams, Dan Schatzeder, Ray Quinones, Terry Poole. Can we get a Jose Canseco? That'd be nice. Parker, Pat Dotson, never really worked out. Rick Anderson is the gum card, but the gum actually sticking to this, which works out even better. Jim Clancy, Don Slott, Dave Trevecki, Kevin Romine, Tony Pena, Bob Forsch, Joe Orslack, Dave Collins, George Brett, solid card, Hall of Famer. Rich Gossage, Hall of Famer. Doug Drabeck, who I thought might be a Hall of Famer, but just didn't work out. He had several good years, but couldn't quite put it all together. Jose Uribe, Gene Mauch, Denny, probably the best manager to never win the World Series, is Gene Mauch. Denny Walling, Dan Pasqua, and Bob Shirley. So no Jose Canseco in these. I'm guessing maybe George Brett might be the best one in the bunch because he's the Hall of Famer. So I'm thinking he's probably the best one of the bunch out of these cards. So we'll give George Brett the Tribe Fan. We'll give him the George Brett as his best card. So there you have it. All 24 packs down and complete. And to me, if I was rating the draws here, I would give Al Red Sox, let's move a couple of these out of the way. I would give Al Red Sox Fan maybe the top notch because of the Barry Bonds rookie. But you can make a strong case for, where'd he go? Who did I have here? Now I don't remember who had what. Oh, here it is, Sportsman Z. Because Sportsman Z had Ryan, Clemens, Gooden, and Seaver. So I still think if you put them all together, probably Al Red Sox Fan, and isn't that more appropriate since he's the one that kind of got all this going. Al, we're going to give the winner to be Al Red Sox Fan with the Barry Bonds rookie because that is the highest rated card in the set. Of course, this particular one is not a PSA 10 because it's off-centered, but still a good draw anyway. So hope you enjoyed that and put up with me for 55 minutes. My first extended card box break. Still not really sure what I'm doing with these. maybe one of these days I'll get to the point where I actually purchase a more expensive and more valuable box and actually sell these. But I doubt I ever get to that point, because I kind of like to just keep it as a hobby. So I may just open things that I like for myself. But I wanted to do this one just to kind of get some exposure to the members of the FOC and to the card box opening and baseball card community. Try to spread the word. Have you guys check out their channels. Check them out. Give them a sub. They'll give you a sub back, and we can get all this going. I really would prefer to do these live, but you got to have 1,000 subs to do that. And right now I'm sitting right around 948 or something like that. So I don't usually ask for it, but I certainly would appreciate it if you like and sub the video. Once I get to 1,000, assuming I ever get there, then I'll start doing these live. But on my phone, that's the only way I can record these things. YouTube has put that disclaimer out there. You have to have 1,000 subs to be able to go live. So for right now, I'm doing it this way using the Premiere feature, which is sort of like going live, but not really. It does allow for live chat, but I can't chat out loud with everybody. I'm watching it just like everybody else is. I can chat with you via, virtually through the keyboard, but that's about it. So that's it. 1987 Topps cello pack, and actually we've got most of the good cards. Got Barry Bonds, got Bo Jackson, got Barry Larkin, got Mark McGwire. I think that's the majority of the good ones. No multiples of those, but at least you got one each, which wasn't bad. 24 packs and 31 cards per pack. So you do the math, and that's over 600 and some cards. So almost enough for a full set if they weren't doubles, but there's going to be doubles, of course. And also lots and lots of unedible gum, which I am not going to do. Although maybe if I get 1,000 subscribers, if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll actually eat gum on video. In fact, you know what? I'm going to make that promise right now. If I ever make it to 1,000 subs, the next time I do a baseball card unboxing, I will eat the gum. That is a promise. I will do it live on TV. Oh, not on TV, on YouTube. If I ever get to 1,000, I will eat the gum. I don't know where it's going to come from, but I'll just buy an old box that has gum in it and make sure I rip it live and eat the gum. I will do that. If I make 1,000 subscribers, I will do that. That's a promise. Tabby's getting a little restless, so I better end this now because we're getting close to an hour on the video, and that's awful long for a card unboxing. So, but mainly I was just doing this just to try it out, see how it would work, see if I could run the same kind of format that some of those guys like Jabs and people run when they sell their slots and everything. So mostly just to give exposure to the FOC community, to let the card people know about the gamers out there, all their channels, check them all out. But unofficially, I'm giving the win to Al Red Sox for the best pack pull because of the Barry Bonds. So until next time, enjoy opening whatever packs you choose to open and collect. And also, if you're a gamer, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.